Just one piece missing from our grand final puzzle, and today that will be added by the Eels and the Cowboys as they do battle to take on the West Tigers in next week's grand final. Well, they were successful week one of the finals, 46-22 over Manly. It is the same 17 that was successful that day, with one of the best support players in the business at fullback, Wade McKinnon. Plenty of try-scoring potential on the wings. Luke Bird has got 5 tries from his last 3 matches. Eric Grove leads their try-scoring count with 15. Some big centres, and in fine form as well. Ben Smith will play to the left, and Tamana Tahu. He is a match winner on the right-hand side. The halves, so important this afternoon. John Morris is in the number 6 jersey, young Tim Smith at the base of the scrum. The forward pack, no Nathan Hindmarsh this afternoon, but plenty of depth. Chad Robinson will lock the scrum. Daniel Wagon in the second row, and what an afternoon for Glenn Morrison up against his old club, the Cowboys. He was such a star for them in a couple of seasons. In the front row, Nathan Carlos will captain the side. He has not missed a game this year as well. Mark Riddell is the hooker, and Paul Stringer, he'll tell you how much fun it is to go from being a wooden spooner to a minor premier in the space of 12 months. Their bench has been fantastic this season. PJ Marsh and Dean Witters, and a couple of prop forwards, Michael Vella and Adam Peake, coached by Brian Smith.
Brian Smith, he's a cagey bugger. He looks calm, be bubbling on the inside. Let's have a look at the Cowboys at fullback. The little master needs a big one. Matty Bowen. On the wings, a lot of speed and ability, and Ty Williams and Matty Singh. In the centres, Josh Hannay. He's declared himself fit at the last moment, and Paul Bowman. The starting halves have been reshuffled again, just like last week. Justin Smith at 5'8", Jonathan Thurston at halfback. The back rows to skipper Travis Norton, Steve Bluey Southern and Luke O'Donnell. He was sensational last week. Now the front row, don't they need to fire? Paul Rohihi, need a big one, Paulie boy. Aaron Payne, he's one of the keys, and Shane Chong. The benches, Brett Furman, David Fayemu, watch his left foot, he's a handful. Mitchell Sargent and Rod Jensen. Their coach is Graham Murray.
Stephen Clark is in charge. His 13th finals appointment, and it comes on the back of a good performance by his counterpart last night, Tim Mander. Parramatta running into the south. Little shower coming through apparently. At the moment it's headed north, and there's no worries about thunderstorms to follow, as the first tackle of the game is made by Morrison upon Rahihi. And here's the other big prop, the other big bookend, Tronk, taken down about 21 metres out from his own line. Stringer was the tackler, together with Robinson, the back rower. Now to Norton on the right side. He's able to pop a ball out the back, and I think there might be a little mistake there. There is a knock on by the Cowboys on their first set. Matt Bowen knocking on the first set.
Yeah, strange play, deep in their own 20-metre zone, and Travis Norton tried to pop a pass, and as a result, a mistake made, and Parramatta love attacking from scrums.
Smith to work it. Morris angling across, fending and almost going through. 9 away, 10 in from touch. Eels, Ben Smith, Tim Smith, Nathan Kalis now. And 3 of them are there to welcome him and pull him down. Tronk and Rahihi. Now to Tim Smith again. He turns it back on the inside for Stringer, who offers them a lot of second phase plays. He will play it almost in the middle of the ground. Riddell from dummy half enjoys the quick play. The ball knock on Parramatta. Bowen takes up the advantage.
Knock on Cowboys.
What?
Well, the pass from Mark Riddell didn't get to the support player. It was actually hit by a Cowboys defender. I think that's what you find the ruling is.
Oh, he missed it. I think he's saying that Luke O'Donnell touched that ball when he missed it, and it was just a knock on against Parramatta.
Bring it up, boys. We haven't got the seconds in. Hold it there.
Well, this is, to me, quite unbelievable. I couldn't see a Cowboys touch.
Got 2 centres for Parramatta, have both gone across to the left side, Smith and Tahu.
Let's cool it. Cool it.
This is the moment that some people thought might blow up. It didn't. Smith goes across and links up with Morris. They've been unbroken in 25 appearances this year. That tackle shook Morris up. Now Stringer takes them on. He takes on Payne, who's played in all of the 26 matches played by the Cowboys. Norton involved, Tronk involved. Riddell goes on. Smith gives it away. They lose the ball this time, surely. Knock on against Parramatta this time.
Yes, some very flat passing early by the Eels, and the Cowboys' defence is good. It's rushing up and putting some pressure on, and the balls are hitting the deck. See how flat they are. Josh Hannay coming in for a big hit.
Yeah, confidence builder too for Josh Hannay.
Steady, keep it
Shoulder
close.
problem looked like keeping him out of this game, but a nice hard hit early will lift him as Matt Singh gets involved from the scrum win. 12 out centre field from his own line.
Stand, go.
Thurston at dummy half. This is the 12, second rower Luke O'Donnell.
But Ben Smith limping back into position too after being hurt by making that tackle on Singh.
So Thurston again goes across to Rahihi, who's out to the 30-metre line, where Morrison and Stringer, with some help from Robinson, combined to put him down. Gets a good quick play, the ball. Payne gets it onto Bowen. Bowen away then for Norton. And Norton is tackled about 8 metres short of halfway. Tackled by Tim Smith on the far side, with Daniel Wagon working in defence over there. Here's Southern. And the same two players make the tackle, Tim Smith and Daniel Wagon. Back they come now for Bowen to drop it on the right foot. He keeps it low, stabs it back down towards the 10-metre line. We're down at the back is Burt. He's got his fullback McKinnon with him. He's also got the choice of going to Growth, but he takes the ball to ground.
Surrender!
And they're 18 out from the line, their own end of the park. Trump was the tackle, Growth is the runner. Wonderful season for Growth.
And every time he goes to dummy half, he will run Eric Growth. The Marcus must know that, as Ben Smith still struggling with that leg problem he picked up earlier. Then Morrison now tackled.
Up, Jonathan!
Morrison now. And a penalty goes to Parramatta. Came up with the boot. Andrew Ross sideline. Yes, Andrew.
Ray, always a tricky ground to come to for clubs in terms of the breeze if you're not used to playing at grounds, and you certainly don't play like a stadium like this on a regular basis throughout the year. And this breeze this afternoon, for the teams to get maximum effect, it's more or less across the ground. You've got to kick towards that far touchline, the eastern touchline, to get maximum benefit, but it's obviously going to cause some problems for the players under the high ball.
Well, talking of that, Parramatta's record here is paltry. 2 from 6 they've won at Telstra. Cowboys have won as many as they've lost. Now it's out to Tim Smith and a short ball away to a wide forward, a wide prop forward, Stringer. He'll play the ball right on the 40-metre line, centre of the ground. Tim Smith's got McKinnon coming through. In fact, he had players in motion all over the place. Robinson is tackled by Norton. Again, a quick play of the ball. This is what they love. They delight in it. Riddell puts a kick in. Coming through is Big Smith. And Singh is able, I thought, to get it back, but then they pick him up. Upright tackle in goal line, drop out.
A good play by the Eels. Took a chance early in the tackle count. When you do that, you've got to score. They haven't on this occasion, but the next best option. Riddell, smart player out of dummy half. Left foot dribble, kick through. Matt Singh had a chance to get back in, but Parramatta was there in numbers.
Stay onside!
Yeah, that's what he offers you out of dummy half. Can either run the football dangerously or kick. Such a good rotation with PJ Marsh, as the restart is a good one to the 50.
McKinnon taking it down on the halfway line and sending his captain Nathan Kalis back to them. Just inside the 40-metre line, playing the centre of the ground. Southern and Payne making the tackle. Now it goes away to Stringer, who's got a high involvement rate in the opening exchanges. They're 25 out, with Southern making the tackle with Justin Smith. Now it's with Kalis, and he puts the knee down and the hip forward as he takes the tackle of Southern. They're inside the 20-metre line. There goes Morris now, looking for the 10. Second man playing Morrison. Morrison was taken out there by a very good tackle from Bowman. He came up and in. He had to make the tackle because he would have left a gap if he had have missed it. Now it's with the centre three-quarter Tahu. Tahu's away from Bowman, and he looks through a gap and he tries to go through it. It's a quick play the ball again on the last tackle. It's gone away now for Smith to put a kick in. Growth is unmarked over there. He gets it down. Does Growth score? No, he does not. Out to the 20 for the restart. Spectacular stuff.
Well, they've had so much success off the boot of Tim Smith kicking to his wingers, and that was 6 inches too long. Just couldn't get it in, Eric Growth. I think it's been a very good start from the Cowboys. The fact that they've been so strong defensively, all the pressure against them. And they tend to play their best football when Justin Smith starts the game at 5'8".
This is O'Donnell underneath the Parramatta tackle of Tahu and Morris. Bowen coming up into the line to take some of the first receiver work away from Thurston. And it is Payne who goes to dummy half. Ty Williams is looking for a run as Rahihi is tackled right on the halfway mark. Williams is in there now. He'll probably take a scoot away from there, but they lost the ball. Rahihi has lost the ball.
Yeah, another solid run by Rahihi.
Well, he's filthy. He believes that Nathan Kalis should have been penalised for lying in the ruck.
In you go, boys. Go on, Paul, in you go. Keep it locked in. Out!
Worked by Parramatta's number 7. On to Morris it goes, and Ben Smith has got Josh Hannay right up in his face. And Justin Smith coming in to assist in the tackle. Another penalty goes to Parramatta. Marker interfering with the man playing the ball as the ruling.
Leg in there, he kicked it out.
So just a little bit of lack of discipline a couple of times early from the Cowboys.
It's all one-way traffic early in this game. Parramatta have been camped in the opposing half.
But as you said, Pete, the longer the Cowboys can hang on, the more confidence they will gain. And when they finally do get down the other end, look out.
Stringer now, 22 metres out from the Cowboys line. Peter and Paul echoing the thoughts of Michael Hagan. The longer they can stay in the battle, the better their chances become, because he thinks have got a stronger back end, the Cowboys, than the Parramatta team. Now it's with Tim Smith. Back on the inside, he picks up. Oh, this will be obstruction. Penalty Cowboys. Penalty Cowboys. Well, you let a couple of big boppers loose in the middle of the ruck, and they're bound to get things mixed up. Chad Robinson and Paul Stringer. That is about as blatant as it gets. The funny part about it, they didn't mean it. So then, the tap will be taken 5 metres from halfway by the Cowboys over on the eastern side. And Rahihi takes them on again and gets it that same margin back into enemy territory, where Wagon is blocking down the left side in defence. He's working over there with Growth. This is Tronk, and 32 metres out from the Parramatta line. So the Cowboys, for the first time in the game, have got the ball in their opposition territory, with O'Donnell now taking it inside the 30-metre line. That's in possession of the ball. So O'Donnell is in there hanging on to Morrison and trying to drag a penalty. Here's Payne ducking out from dummy half. It's a good run by Aaron Payne. They're just 11 metres out. There's the wide shot, shows you exactly where they are. 20 in from touch to the centre of the ground. Thurston, Smith, run around. Thurston now to Bowen. Bowen looks at Rahihi, puts the ball on his chest. He gets the ball back and away for Thurston. Thurston runs around the back of Payne, comes on to the 10-metre line, gets the ball onto Bowman. Bowman slides, then stops, invites them to come to him. Bowman then ringed by Parramatta's defence and put down.
Daniel.
5 tackles gone for the Cowboys. Payne goes to Bowen. Bowen puts the kick in, fielded by Wagon. He loses the ball, and it's gone to ground.
First one, Parramatta.
Knock on
Then the
Parramatta,
Cowboys.
so it's another set of 6 for the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys look good in that set of 6, giving the ball plenty of air. And I'm not sure if it was stripped from Wagon or he just lost it. But another set of 6 coming from this scrum.
Thurston working the scrum that'll give the Cowboys a very good chance at first points. Rahihi, Parramatta's online defence tested for the first time in the game. Payne, second man, Thurston, dummies, then goes back, switches the point, over to Tronk in the middle. It's big man on big man. Stringer takes him down.
Release, boys.
Wagon
Release
coming
him.
in with Robinson. Payne, a dummy half in 9. On it goes to Bowen. Bowen holds it back very easily. Travis Norton.
Forward pass.
Forward pass.
Oh, can you believe it? Stephen Clark was right there on the spot. No sooner had he gone over Norton than the arm went up for a forward pass.
Oh yes, off the hands, no doubt.
And a good decision by the referee. He called it early. So disappointment for the Cowboys.
Can I throw into the mix, why isn't that not a deliberate forward pass?
Well, they just don't seem to realise that rule still exists.
Last one of them was 1975, Pete.
Ben Smith plays the ball and away goes Chad Robinson just outside the 20-metre line.
Just asked a question.
You're welcome. Riddell, a dummy half, away to Kalis, and Kalis is out to the 30-metre line. He will play it back to Riddell, and that's something that the Cowboys must do. They're not doing it at the moment. They've got to win the ruck. They've got to win the battle of the play the ball. That is to hold them down as long as you can, test the referee as much as you can, get them on their back if you can, because that's what they love doing. Little sprints out of there by Riddell on the back of a quick play the ball, and then some second phase stuff from Stringer and company. That's out on the full. So back for a scrum. In fact, not for a scrum, but for a turnover. Just a couple of metres on the Cowboy side of halfway. Rahihi playing the ball. Payne behind Southern, they go to Bowman. Bowman goes across towards the right-hand side of the ground. He's tackled right on halfway.
And that early interchange for the Eels is Michael Vella on for Paul Stringer.
So Here's Travis Norton, who I thought was in for all money, and Parramatta opened up alarmingly. Justin Smith taken high, penalty, Cowboys again. Who got him? Morrison.
I mentioned last week he does go high in 90% of his tackles, Glenn Morrison.
Former Cowboy.
They look untidy, and he does open himself up for penalties.
Hey, just lazy, mate. Get him down, eh?
And Morrison, of course, from the Tigers to the Cowboys. And they're going to take a shot. So we'll take a break while they place this ball for the first shot at points today. Back live, Nines Rugby League Finals. Exclusive. With the Cowboys, a shot from right in front from 40 out for Josh Hannay. Takes a long time. Hits it. Pulled it around. Parramatta able to bring it back through McKinnon. That was always the risk, I suppose, taking the shot. They were going to struggle to get it to go dead. Played by McKinnon. Morris, dummy half, passing to Morrison. And he comes out to Thurston. He beats Thurston. Thurston got himself in a terrible position. 30 metres out from the Parramatta line. Played on the second by Morrison. Tahu, a player that I do fancy is going to be dangerous as this match wears on. He's got very light feet. Here's Vella. Vella to the halfway line and a little bit better than that. Southern was there with Payne. Riddell passing to Morris. Morris goes back on the inside for Robinson. They knock on again. No! He said play on! And away goes McKinnon. McKinnon bumps away from Bowen. Tackled from behind. Loses the ball. And scrambling forward. Parramatta have got the ball. Tim Smith. This time he'll order a knock on.
I thought you did.
Well, this is a very unusual decision because you'd think that if there was a knock on, it was that one from Chad Robinson, but it was called play on, picked up by Wade McKinnon. Now the ball comes out because of the defender coming in from behind Wade McKinnon. There's no knock on there.
That ball's gone back. The other one wasn't touched by a Cowboy again.
Now, having said that, you've got to say the 50-50s have gone Parramatta's way in the first 15 minutes.
Singh playing it on the 20. Oh, Ty Williams. He's been aching for a touch. He's been trying to get a run. And Ty Williams knocks on to give Parramatta a wonderful chance to strike.
What do you think, Paul? Nervous start from both of those teams to some degree?
By both sides. I haven't been impressed by Parramatta in the opening 15 minutes. Their attack looks stilted. It's not flowing like normal. They're trying too hard, I think.
Smith had done at halfback away to Tahu, who came into first receiver. Now he gets involved in a wrestle. He wins that, and he shoulders his way to 5 metres away. Riddell then to dummy half, and away they go to the short side where John Morris gets it on to Big Ben Smith. He tries to put a ball around the corner, and Growth picks it up, but it's a knock on. Well, they're playing as though they've got to score on every play.
They're playing like there's 4 minutes to go.
That's right.
And I can't understand it. Extremely nervous start, especially by the Eels. I couldn't imagine Coach Smith being happy. Rod Jensen prepares to come on. He's a pocket rocket. He'll do some damage out there.
Now, if anything, this is helping the Cowboys. They've had little football, as you can see. They haven't controlled it that well. But the first time they got in the opposition danger zone, they got across the line. Albeit from a forward pass, but they still broke the defence, something Parramatta have struggled to do. As Bowen finds O'Donnell, heads back centre field and picked up and slammed.
That's a solid tackle.
Chad Robinson.
Robinson in the main, more so than Morrison. Now Williams gets the ball in his hands. That's what he needed to do. And Riddell makes the tackle on the 30-metre line. Cowboys enter the ground. Payne goes to Jensen. Jensen is ridden down. 40 metres away from the Cowboys line. No score in the second grand final eliminator. The kick rolling down. It won't find the touch line. It's taken by McKinnon on his own line now. Away he comes from the northern end of the ground. Telstra Stadium, the Olympic Stadium, with probably a crowd somewhere between 35 and 40,000. There was a bigger crowd here to see the Cowboys play the Roosters in the corresponding game last year, about 43,000. 20 metres out from their own line. And it's McKinnon who plays it, and Wagon comes away with it. Maybe a lot of people are of the opinion that this match is, or were of the opinion that this match was over. But it's not looking that way at the moment. Kalis is with the ball, 35 metres out from his own line. Up the middle goes Kalis, running into the arms of O'Donnell, who went from the Tigers, believe it or not, to the Cowboys. Here is Vella. Vella 5 metres from halfway, and Riddell gets a kick away, keeping it down low. Bowen goes across, and he knew that the kick was from inside the 40, and he brings it back on a carry 22 metres out from his own line.
And he'll need to get used to retrieving the football from the corners. That's the way to kick to Matt Bowen, who's going to have a little set to with Chad Robinson. Bit of feeling out there between some of the players.
This is Paul Bowman now, playing the ball inside the 30-metre line. His Jensen sees an opening, tries to put his nose through it. He's tackled 40 metres out from his own line. Andrew sideline.
And getting up to warm up right now, Dean Witters. I think he's the sort of player that can burst this game wide open. He's ready to go, Dean Witters. He's been the super sub this year. That's what this game needs at the moment. It's been scrappy, but Dean Witters only needs one drop ball to latch onto, and he can come up with a 4-pointer.
O'Donnell playing the ball now, just a couple of metres on the Parramatta side of halfway. There's another knock on.
Yeah. Too eager to play it. He's lost it.
Parramatta feet loose.
Gus Gould in the preview, Andrew, mentioned there was a spot of rain. Was there more than a spot? I guess I'm referring to the fact that these people are having trouble holding the football.
Yeah, look, it's just anxiousness. Now, I spoke to one Parramatta official before the game, and he said that if it was 0-0 at the end of 20 minutes, we'd be delighted. Well, guess what? It's 20 minutes up,
boys.
it's 0-0, but I don't think they're going to be delighted about the way they've got to that situation in the game.
So here they go again with Tahu coming into the first receiver off the scrum, and he'll play the ball right on the halfway line. Playing it to John Morris, and here's Robinson running into the shoulder of Southern. There goes the ball to ground again.
Should be 6 again. Came off a Cowboy.
That's not Queensland.
Yes, he has. He's restarted it. Took him half an hour to do it, but he did it. And here's Luke Burt going away from dummy half.
That's now 1.
That's the first tackle, so the other was 0. Now Burt plays the ball, and here is Riddell. Riddell across the face to Vella. And they're really passing on the line. They're passing in a pressure cooker situation. It's quite flat. They've got to put some depth amongst their work. Here's Smith with a step to beat Southern, but Tronker's there. And Tronk takes him down. Just outside the Cowboys' 20-metre line as Daniel Wagon goes in. Away goes to Ben Smith. He beats one. He tries to struggle from another. There goes the ball again. That's not anything we haven't seen so far today. Now Bowen tries to cut them open. Bowen's out to the 20-metre line. 0 tackle this time for the Cowboys. Now the first. And it's with the second rower, Luke O'Donnell, and Tamana Tahu pulls him down with Glenn Morrison. Bowman blowing up a treat. Screaming instructions to the referee. The ball is loose again, and Parramatta have got the ball, but it's a penalty to the Cowboys.
Strip. Got him for a strip.
Glenn Morrison.
And there's 2 in the tackle, no doubt about that.
And this will be great field position once the Cowboys put this out into touch.
Mitchell Sargent on, Shane Tronk has left the field.
So Thurston finding the line 35 away from the Parramatta line. Bowman, Thurston behind Southern. They go through from Smith out to Sargent. Sargent in the centre of the ground is tackled by Vella and Robinson. And Withers is about to come into the game. Here's Jensen with the ball now, taken by Tim Smith.
And it is mass changes by Brian Smith. PJ Marsh making that tackle. Adam Peake also out there.
Thurston for Sargent. The dummy back from Sargent towards Thurston, but he takes the tackle of Vella. They're 15 out. They're right in front of the uprights as Cowboys go onto the attack now. Thurston goes from the left and passes across the back of the ruck to Bowen. Bowen gets it away to Smith. Smith gets it on now to Jensen. Jensen hesitates. Then he goes for the corner. Gets it arm free. Looks to pass. Takes the tackle. Jensen to play it now. 5 metres away from the corner post. On the northeastern end of the ground. It's gone to Bowen. Bowen a quick pass away for Norton, and Norton is tackled. Same 2 that put on a try that was disallowed earlier. Now it's gone to Thurston. He puts a kick in. It came off Parramatta, came back to Thurston. Thurston to Sargent. Sargent taken down by Morris.
Played
and
it.
it's 6 more tackles. So Sargent plays it now. O'Donnell, then Thurston, and now Norton. Norton runs along the line, and then they take him. Morrison and Morris. They put the Cowboys captain down a few metres out from the line. Now it's out to Thurston. Thurston away to Bowen. He'll score, Bowen. They came up too quick. Daniel Wagon came up. He had to make a tackle. He had to make a nuisance of himself, but he didn't. Cowboys' first try.
Josh Hannay didn't hit his first one well this afternoon, but he should have a few problems in turning 4 into 6 from the Bowen try.
Hannay from close range. 6 points to nothing is the score in favour of the Cowboys. Sideline, Matthew Johns.
Well, I tell you, it's a little bit sticky in here, but we've got a little bit of rain, and it puts pressure on the Eels because the ball's a little bit slippery. That explains the bad handling.
Parramatta, of course, last played in a preliminary final in 2001. They beat Brisbane to go on to the grand final, which they lost to Newcastle. Previous to that, they were beaten 3 times in a row. 98, 99 and 2000 in preliminary finals. Thurston marking the kickoff. Sargent goes back, sends a couple of divots of turf into the air as he looks for traction. It goes away to Bowman now, and Bowman running the play towards PJ Marsh, and Adam Peake who's on as well. Southern, it is now Southern who's tackled 28 metres out from his line. Marsh was the tackler. Payne is the dummy half. It's gone on now to Justin Smith, and Justin is brought down just inside the 40-metre line. He, like Stringer on the other side of the halfway line, has a chance of going from basement to penthouse in 1 year. They lose the ball. It was Rod Jensen who lost it that time. Peake plays it back. Morrison runs it, angling, then straightening. And Southern is over the top and O'Donnell is underneath. They're 42 metres away from the Cowboys line. Cowboys leading 6-0 after about 25 minutes of time gone. Played by Morris. This is Marsh, a dummy half now. Peake lumbering up to them. It almost looked like a tired play. 32 metres out from the Cowboys line. Marsh finding Widders. Now Widders comes to Jensen. Looks back to offload, but then decides to take the tackle. 25 metres away from the line. Sargent was one tackler, O'Donnell was the other. It's gone through from Peake and Smith and gone on now to McKinnon. McKinnon's to the 20-metre line. Ben Smith has a little bit of a juggle with it, and then he's pulled down by Hannah. 15 out from the line. And it's come from McKinnon to Tim Smith. He puts a kick in, and it looks too deep. Oh, it's a mile too deep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it hit the upright as it went through. And the pressure alleviated. The Cowboys, the longer this game goes, the better they look.
I can't understand why Tim Smith felt that he had to kick that football with the outside of his boot. He just made a difficult kick out of one that was a fairly standard one straight across field.
Yeah, he just had to change body angles, didn't
Exactly.
he, Pete? Put a simple kick in.
They look nonplussed, Parramatta, at the moment. I saw John Morris go into dummy half and look up. There was not one Parramatta player ready to take the football from the play the ball.
So Brett Furman has gone on for the Cowboys, and off is Southern, so Smith will shuffle into the back row. Here's Bowen, now Thurston, holds it back, then Parramatta held back on a tackle from Marsh. He went in with a shoulder charge and eventually went back in and had to make the tackle to clean Thurston up. Payne, dummies to Jensen, dummies away to Furman, goes down to the 40, gets the ball back to Jensen. Jensen is smothered there by Widders, and the ball is played back to Payne. Now it comes to Thurston. Thurston puts a little kick in. He's looking for Bowen. Bowen marks the ball. Bowen gets it away. Cowboys with Bowman. Throws it back on the inside, and the ball is with McKinnon. Marvellous play by the Parramatta number 1.
Yeah, better play by Tamana Tahu. He saved the try. He's been their best player by far. Tahu today. There's a loose ball back inside, picked up.
So Tim Smith electing to kick from his own try line. He kicks over towards Big Ben Smith, and Smith gets the ball away to Growth. Growth takes on Matt Singh head on, charges outside the 30-metre line. Talk about unorthodox. Smith again.
I've got to question whether unorthodox is needed now. You've got to get a game plan going. You've got to get forward like Eric Growth is out of dummy half. Lay a platform.
42 metres away from the Cowboys line. Marsh. Smith. Morris loses the ball. Jensen's got the ball for the Cowboys. The order is to play on. And Jensen takes it to the 40-metre line. Parramatta's end. 10 in from the western touchline. Williams. Jensen's hurt. Bowman. Bowman is under the tackle of Vella. Attention goes out there for Rod Jensen. Now Payne. Dummies. Then gives it to Sargent. Sargent met in the middle of the park. 25 metres out from the Parramatta line. Bowen goes in, takes the first receiver pass, then gives it to Norton. Norton goes to Furman. Furman goes to Payne. Payne back to Furman. Furman taken by Vella. 15 out, centre of the ground. Cowboys attacking again. Thurston. Thurston puts in the kick, and the ball is with Morrison.
Surrender!
Don't know how he got that ball in his hands, but he did. And Burt goes for a run. Thurston grabbing onto a little piece of the shorts.
You won't milk it?
McKinnon, dummy half. Justin Smith lying in the play the ball. 27 metres away from their own line, Parramatta. 6-0 the score in favour of the Cowboys. PJ Marsh goes for one. Right into the shoulder. And that set the old head back on the shoulders from O'Donnell. Now Widders to the 40-metre line, and he throws a little dummy. Wagon was next to him, but everything was, as I said, happening in traffic, and Marsh puts in a kick from dummy half, straight to Bowen, under his uprights. Away he comes. The try scorer gives it to Matt Singh. Singh angles across, straightens off his left foot. Miles is there. Now that ball is played back to Williams. Williams goes running straight. No markers to hinder his progress. Played there by Ty Williams. Norton gave it. It's with Bowman again. Bowman away from Stringer, able to unload. Has gone to O'Donnell. Wagon picks him up initially. Had some thoughts for him, and then Peake came in to make the tackle.
Still very dusty out there. Rod Jensen receives some further attention from the trainer. Fourth tackle now against his side.
Payne plays the ball. Bowen was dummy half. It's on the blind side with Justin Smith, and he's put down 42 metres away from the Parramatta line. Are we watching a major upset unfolding here? As Thurston puts this kick in down to the corner. McKinnon, he had to just wait and get a good catch on it. He's back into the field of play. The 14 has gone down there to make an attempt on him. Fayumu is on. They're 15 out from their own line. Fayumu made the tackle. It's gone away now from Chad Robinson to Luke Burt, who beats Fayumu, goes through an opening, takes it out, 25 from his line, where he's tackled by Thurston. 6-0 the score. Bowen scoring the try. Hannay converted. Hannay's had 2 shots at goal for 1 success. Robinson plays the ball beyond 30. Out it goes to Tim Smith across the face of Wagon, and then the ball goes out to Growth. It is Growth to the halfway. Back to Tim Smith. Lose the ball. Knock on. They can't mount anything at all.
Nothing doing at all for the Eels. Ball's going to grass far too often. It was a good play. Ben Smith was outside Eric Growth. Eric Growth was playing in the centres. They had a chance. It was a good ball. He beat the first man. And then there was a chance back on the inside. Oh, just took his eyes off the football at the last moment.
Well, really, the statistics are disgraceful against both teams. Parramatta have had the football 19 occasions, completed on 8. North Queensland have had the ball 18 times, and they're at 50% with 9. Very, very different to the kind of performance we saw the Tigers put together last night.
Now Thurston running sideways across that halfway line. Then it's Bowen who's tackled. A couple of metres into Parramatta's area. Ty Williams from dummy half now. The back three, they're menacing, they're valuable. 52 tries between the three of them. Williams, Bowen and Singh. Then it's gone to Furman. Now on to Thurston. Did well to take it. Jensen seems okay. Got the ball away to Norton. Norton on Wagon. Wagon goes in to make the tackle together there with Tim Smith. They're 30 metres out from the line again as Jensen hits the pass across to O'Donnell, and he'll play it just outside the 20-metre line. Centre of the ground, right in the Telstra sign. Major sponsor of the NRL. Now for Thurston. Puts a little kick in. Growth reads it. Gets it. Will he get back? Will he get back? Puts on a sprint, beats one. No, they got him. They got him tied right up. We'll take a break, back in a moment. 6-0. What odds would you take it? Tigers, Cowboys. And as you come back live to the Olympic Stadium, Telstra Stadium, the line dropout taken by Parramatta. This is the first play, and Sargent goes back 35 metres away from the Eels line. Fayumu is on now. Bowman wanted to give it, but then held it back. It's worked out for him okay because he gained another 10 metres. Plays it 25 metres out from the Parramatta line. Furman turns it back on the inside. And here is Rahihi. Adam Peake in 17 making the tackle together with Paul Stringer. Now it's come away to Furman. Furman goes out to Thurston. Thurston cuts out. And Burt goes for the intercept. Went within an inch. Scrum will go down 20 away from the Parramatta line. Would have been nice had he dropped it. Now it's with Thurston. Goes to a second man. Bowen was there looking around to offload for a second phase, but couldn't do it. Thurston dummy half away from Furman, gone to Sargent. Sargent taken by Peake and Widders. They're 15 out, right in front of the uprights. They're leading by a converted try. Rahihi, up he goes again. Rahihi looking to free the arms and get the ball down and away. Fayumu's dangerous from here in 14, but he decides to pass. On it goes to Norton. Norton short ball. Thurston just hesitates and then gives it back to Bowen. Bowen back to Furman. The Eels are standing off looking at them. The Cowboys inviting them to come forward. Now it's played back to Fayumu and he gets it back on the inside for Jensen. Jensen scores! They're in for their second try, the Cowboys. Jensen has scored. Finals Football Live on 9 and a shot of, at the moment, a stunned crowd. They can't believe it. It'll be 12-0 in a moment.
We saw Dean Hallertau score a try through perseverance and desire last night. We've just seen Rod Jensen wearing the number 18 do the same. He was left out of the 17 last week. He's come back out tonight, made a real impression. Really didn't have a right to score that try, but no one told him that.
Josh Hannay. Close range kick to take it out to 12-0 and make a Tigers-Cowboys final even a more believable reality. Straight between the uprights. It is 12-0.
The thing about Rod Jensen, he always delivers when he comes onto the field. He hasn't had many opportunities of late, but he just runs straight and he runs hard. He's tough. He's not that big, but he's solid and he's quick, and he got there through some hapless, some ordinary Parramatta defence. They are shell-shocked, the Eels. Brian Smith can't wait to get to him at half-time.
So half-time is only 3 minutes away as the kickoff goes down to Thurston and then across to Bowen, and Bowen over to Rahihi.
That's one!
And they're 12 metres out from their own line, the Cowboys. Parramatta would dearly love a shot at another, or should I say a shot at a try. Some points before half-time. This is a major boost to the Cowboys' confidence.
And when you miss out on a couple of tries through fingertips, you start to wonder in the back of your mind, is today our day? We saw Eric Grafe nearly latch onto a wide kick from Tim Smith. That would have been a try. Luke Bird inches away from an intercept. That was a try.
Penalty against Parramatta. And warranted, I do believe. Chad Robinson, the 13, was all over the top of Rahihi. All he wanted to do was play the ball. And Robinson, accidentally or not, couldn't get off it.
Well, 12-0 at halftime is a great lead for the Cowboys. Anything else would be absolutely sensational, whether it's 13, 14 or 18.
2 minutes to go. The last phase of the first half. Will it see more points for the Cowboys? As Jensen, who's just mopped his brow from the sweat scoring that previous try, plays the ball and has come across the line to Sargent. And Sargent is 13 away from the line. They're setting it up for Fayumu. A play you can't take your eyes off. Here he is, Furman! Furman scores! Cowboys' third try! 3 tries in the first half and 2 in 2 minutes.
And another reward for perseverance, as you can see the huge gap left there for Brett Furman. When I say perseverance, I'm talking about a young man who's come back from serious injury, was hot property on the rugby league market, went to the Roosters, didn't fire, and made a decision to head way north, and is now part of a team well on the way, about to be 18 points on the way to a grand final performance.
So Josh Hannay, 3 converted tries, you better believe it. The Cowboys are leading the Eels. The rank outsiders are leading the favourites by 18 points to 0, and halftime is with us. Their record against the West Tigers: the Eels played 12, won 7. Cowboys against West Tigers played 12, won 8. That's the break. So Hannay starts the last 40 minutes before the grand final, and Stringer brings the ball back, and he brings it back with determination. 22 metres away from the Parramatta line, tackled by Sargent and Furman. A quick play of the ball, and Marsh scoots away to the 30-metre line. He's driven down. Good solid tackle by Jensen. And to play the ball sees McKinnon now working away from Fayumu, who hangs on leech-like as they go down to the 40-metre line, Parramatta. And here they go again to the halfway mark. So the first 4 tackles for Parramatta on the first set coming to an end on the boot of Tim Smith, who drives it down into the corner, where Bowen goes across to retrieve it, uses Matt Singh to take it back, and Peake goes up with Widders, and Singh is tackled by Widders about 12 metres out from the Cowboys line. Ty Williams a dummy half, so winger played it to winger, and O'Donnell makes this run out towards the 30-metre line. This time it's Bowman who brings it away. He's been strong, Paul Bowman, but then again, he's been strong ever since he pulled on a rugby league jumper. He's been great for North Queensland, great for Queensland through the origin. Fayumu was with the ball, and that's their 40-metre line on camera. Now for Bowen, and back he goes for Furman to kick it and clear it, and he keeps it relatively low, probably by accident, I fancy. Burt coming away from his 20, running at Furman and Thurston. He's put down 30 away from the Parramatta line. Luke Burt plays it back. McKinnon goes away. Thurston chases and makes the tackle. 35 out from the Parramatta line. Ridders dummies and goes himself. The markers, well, there were no markers. They had to be back 10, and eventually Ridders succumbs to the defence. 7 or 8 metres from the halfway line. Third tackle is gone. Stringer winds up, barrels Norton out of the road, gets a pass back. Burt was there to accept it. Now they're 40 metres out from the Cowboys line. They get a quick play, the ball going, and Smith just drops it away there for Wagon. Wagon down to the 20-metre line, and that's the 5th tackle up for Parramatta. They're 20 out, dummy half Ben Smith, onto Tim Smith. Over it goes to Morris. Morris to Widders. Widders shapes to pass the ball, does eventually pass the ball, but he finds Bowman.
Well, that was an ordinary end to a great set of 6 already, Pete. Don't they look a lot better? Their attitude seems to have improved 1,000,000%.
Well, you'd imagine that would have to be the reaction after Brian Smith has unloaded on them. I know exactly what's required, but again, as you point out, it was 5 tremendous hit-ups. But the last one left plenty to be desired, giving the football away. There's Matt Singh, second man's to Josh Hannay. He's done well carrying a shoulder injury into this game. Certainly hasn't bothered him.
Tackle was Adam Peake, and it's now with Sargent, and Sargent gets through the tackle of PJ Marsh, but he doesn't have the same success with Robinson.
Problem with Travis Norton straight off the sideline as Furman finds some space on the outside through Hannay.
Hannay then drops it onto his left foot and stabs it down into the corner with McKinnon, the man who's got to get it back into the field of play, which he does easily. He heads off towards the touchline.
Doesn't look good for Travis Norton at all. Straight up the race into the dressing room, carrying an injury around the rib or shoulder area.
Grove Jr. standing, throwing players left, right and centre as Peake runs it out on the next play, and they bang him down. Sargent. There goes Norton up the race. Now it's away from Robinson. It's gone out to Widders, and Widders is taken down by Thurston. They're not offering them very many opportunities, are they? Their defence has been solid. Here's Robinson again, banged down by Sargent. He's made 2 very good tackles in the last 3. Now Smith puts in a kick to clear it. It's going down behind Singh. He's down on his 20-metre line. Running away from the western side. Running into the centre of the ground. Links up with Bowen. Bowen goes over towards the winger Williams on the far side of the ground, but he's put down 30 metres out from the Cowboys line. Morris was the tackler. And now it's with Bowman, and Bowman leaves the 30 behind him, and Stringer is there to make the tackle. Now Fayumu, a dummy half for Furman, and Furman for Justin Smith. And Smith 40 metres out from his own line, Andrew sideline.
Yeah, major concern down here from the Cowboys for Travis Norton. The fact that he came straight off, you have to suspect that it's something fairly serious. Had a fairly serious bicep injury earlier in the season. He seemed to be going for the bicep or maybe the pectoral muscle as well, so could be big drama for the Cowboys. Graham Murray at halftime apparently very controlled, very upbeat about his side's chances. First it almost slices through, just said, work on our completion rate, we control this game. And same deal from Parramatta, calm from Brian Smith, but ball control, we build pressure, we can get back into the game.
Fayumu puts one up in the air then, and it comes down, batted down by Cowboys, knocked on by Bowen, and it's a handover for Parramatta. They come up with possession 35 metres away from their own line. This should give them a chance. Stringer played the ball. Peake runs it out to the 40-metre line. Just beyond it, in fact, as Marsh waits for to play the ball. Then he finds Wagon. Wagon takes it up to halfway. Furman's in there. to go. This time to Stringer. Stringer's pass has gone nowhere. Parramatta's number 7 has been barreled into the bargain. Cowboys with the football. Rahihi. Straight up the middle he goes to the 40-metre line.
Well, I haven't seen a pass thrown like that from Paul Stringer all season. Fortunately for him, he's come in and forced a mistake. Tim Smith has got a very nasty cut above the eye. Taken out by Luke O'Donnell.
And I reckon Stephen Clark's getting a little message from the video referee at the moment.
That's all we're doing with it. That's all we're doing with it. That's all we can do with it. Okay, back on the mark. Back.
And there will be a penalty, I reckon, to the Eels out of this.
Luke O'Donnell! Can you give us a mark, please?
Well,
This is for a late hit on Tim Smith. You're kidding me. And it's going on report. No, I'm not kidding. It's a penalty against you. Where's the mark? Where is it?
Luke O'Donnell claiming they clashed heads.
Here.
This would see Mark Riddell come into the hooking position and PJ Marsh go to halfback whilst Tim Smith is stitched up.
So Marsh taking a tap, running it up to the 40-metre line, Cowboys end of the ground. So Norton is gone, Parramatta another penalty. O'Donnell involved again.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
They better be careful here, the Cowboys.
Luke O'Donnell out here. PJ Marsh!
They'll play the Eels back into the match.
I'll bring the crowd into it as well.
Just listen. Just listen. Let me finish. Then I'll give it. Yeah, you can have your say. Hey! Back away. Just listen. The reason I got you here, he did the wrong thing in the first place, and that's why the penalty's on him, but you were holding him, all right? Yeah, don't take the law into your own hands. If you know, that's all I'm telling you, okay? That's it.
I went and let him go.
Mate, you didn't clear him. You didn't clear him. That's the penalty's on you. No, come on, let's cool it down. You got blood on you. You're gonna have to go and get that. Don't put it on your jersey. You're gonna go and get that cleaned up. Let's come. You'll get ready. Yeah, we're gonna go back and give a penalty. I want you to go and get your blood cleaned up.
So the Eels, a penalty.
Hey, no, his blood been out the back.
About 40 metres out from the Cowboys line. Luke O'Donnell featuring in both those incidents that have happened in the last 60 seconds. John Morris finds the line. His halfback partner being stitched up, I would imagine. Stringer takes it ahead. And they're 12 metres out from the Cowboys line. Here's Riddell, scooting out from dummy half, fending away, getting it. Oh, Morris was hit beautifully from behind by Hannay. Almost giving a penalty, Hannay. Riddell for Marsh, and Marsh tries to go through a hole, but Fayumu and Sargent close it down. Then Riddell. Now it goes over to Widders, and Widders is very close to the line. Sargent around the bootlaces. O'Donnell up the top. Riddell from dummy half. Plummets over, but no, he's held up. Fourth tackle.
Yeah, Piggy Riddell trying to use his bolt to force a try there. He's a very good dummy half runner in that area.
They've got one tackle up their sleeve here. No Tim Smith. They need a good finish to this. Keep the pressure on somehow by putting the kick up or along the ground.
Marsh with the little kick, but it's come straight off the boots of Jensen. And the Cowboys come up with it
Off his foot. Off his foot.
simply.
Hold. Go.
Thurston the dummy half now. O'Donnell out to the 20-metre line. He's held by Robinson and Riddell. 20 metres in from the eastern grass. Oh, he loses the ball, but it's a penalty, Cowboys. So the Cowboys will come away from their 20-metre zone with relative ease. Just when things looked like they were inviting the Eels back into it, now the penalty sees them come away
It's a bit of discipline, boys.
to 45 metres out from their own line. Furman, Thurston, then for Rahihi, is met by Wagon. Up the top and down below is Kalis. Still short of the halfway mark. It's played by Rahihi. Fayumu away to Justin Smith, who's taken by Marsh underneath and Stringer up the top. Here's Matt Singh with a run up the middle. He's 33 metres out from the Parramatta line. Cowboys 18, Parramatta no score. Out for Thurston. Thurston goes back to a second man play for Bowen. He then finds Sargent. Sargent met by the Parramatta forwards and taken down. Fayumu is dummy half. Furman now. Short ball on the inside for Jensen. Jensen met by Robinson and Widders. And 23 metres out from the Parramatta line. 49 minutes of the game gone. Thurston putting a kick in. Work here for Burt. Burt puts a kick on it. It's gone over the dead ball line. Line drop out, restart Parramatta.
Yeah, smart play there from Thurston. He's having a whale of a game again today. Nice kick, just waste a bit more time. 18-0. Time's on their side.
And there's the difference at the other end of the field. PJ Marsh kicking it straight into the legs of the opposition, giving them an easy claim. That kick was much tougher, and they've forced a restart from under the post, which is a fairly wonky one, going to Thurston, who finds Sargent. He's been great off the bench.
Riddell's line dropout. Didn't have a lot of distance about it, so the first tackle is made 30 metres out from the Parramatta line. They go down the short side. Bowman running off the pass of O'Donnell. He'll play the ball. 18 metres from the Parramatta line. Over on the eastern side, Fayumu. Now to Furman. Furman to Rahihi. The run around, the support from Furman. It's gone on to Thurston. Thurston tries to break through, but Wagon is there to pull him down. 10 away from the line now. Parramatta again under siege as it goes to Bowen. Bowen dummies and gets the ball away. Sargent loses it. Picked up by Robinson. It's a good hit by Tahu.
Yeah, another big hit by Tahu. He's been by far and away their best player. Had 13 of him out there, they wouldn't be in the trouble they are.
McKinnon tackled inside the 10. Can you believe this Parramatta team? They defeated the Cowboys in round 9, 50 points to 12. Now they're looking down the barrel of 18-0 as Growth thinks about a pass to Burt but couldn't get it away. Riddell goes away from dummy half. Outside 30. Morris has taken in a crunching tackle. It's gone back. The ricochet of the ball has come to McKinnon. McKinnon then is met by Justin Smith and taken down. Just inside the 40-metre line. Parramatta's end of the park. Riddell again running away on the 5th tackle. He's up to halfway, right in the centre of the ground. Wagon, dummy half, and PJ Marsh becomes the playmaker. He puts a kick in. Bowen's going across underneath it. Ty Williams, he uses him. Williams coming out now to the 20-metre line. Comes to Ben Smith and is tackled right on the Cowboys' 20. 12 metres in from the western side of the ground. Hannay passing immediately for Singh. Singh cuts out a couple, goes wide, looking for Bowman, finds him. And Bowman is tackled over there on the eastern side, 30 metres away from the Cowboys' line. 18-0, no change to half-time. Thurston for Fayumu, and Fayumu, he put his head in one side and came out the other just momentarily before they pulled him down. Aaron Payne runs out towards halfway. Thurston stands and gives it on to Fayumu, who's brought down right on the halfway mark. 3 converted tries for the Cowboys, all in the first half. 2 of them came within a space of 2 minutes. As it goes now to Rahihi, and he's held there by Wagon. Put down with coming over the top, Mount Morrison. Played by Rahihi. Now it goes to Furman. He kicks on the Parramatta 40-metre line. It's well judged. It's going down into the in-goal. It'll be a 20-metre restart. Clouds ominously hanging over the Olympic Stadium as Tim Smith has been bandaged. He's been stitched and bandaged. So the Parramatta number 7 will come back into the game. Morrison straight ahead. Good run by Morrison. About 10 metres gained. Riddell a dummy half. Off he goes now. And it is with Growth, who's tackled right on halfway. Tim Smith coming back into the game. Riddell with another run. And then Ben Smith couldn't handle the pressure of the tackle. The ball given to him, as I said, in traffic. Coughs it over.
Yeah, another strong hit there from Josh Hannay, and that one did rattle up the shoulder a little bit. Very bravely, he gritted the teeth, saying it didn't hurt, but he did come away from it with a grimace as O'Donnell takes it over the halfway. Parramatta again guilty of giving the football away in good field position.
8 metres now on the Parramatta side of halfway, where it's played by O'Donnell. It's come on to Bowen, and Bowen then to Rahihi. Working out off a pivot. putting him out just a little bit wider into the face of the halves. Now it's come away for Payne to make a very good run. Furman stands, gets the ball away to Bowen. Bowen's upended by Marsh. Got the ball away though. Payne is with the ball. Now it's gone on to Furman. Furman is in the middle of the park. Back it goes to Thurston. Nobody running. Now Southern decides to go ahead.
Johnny Morris!
And Southern is tackled 12 metres out from the line. Tackled by Kalish. But they've really got them stretched now. Cowboys away to Justin Smith. Justin Smith looks on his right, but nobody there. He'll play the ball last tackle. Payne, lofted pass. Bowen, and it goes to Thurston. Now, it was good defence by Tahu. Got the ball away. Bowman away to Williams. Williams goes in to score. Ty Williams has scored for the Cowboys. Their 4th try of the day. Williams on the extreme left of the ground.
Well, he did well, Tamana Tahu. Unfortunately, wasn't able to stop the football being passed. Luke Burt was very late in coming up. And Ty Williams pointed out what a great season it's been for Ty Williams, bursting onto the Origin scene, scoring the first try in this year's Origin series. He may have put his team into a grand final now. Josh Hannay pointed out a brave effort from him. Must have been grave doubts about him playing. And there's the assignment in front of the number 3.
25 minutes of the game remaining. A lead that should get them to the grand final. Conversion attempt from Hannay. Just offline, but 22-0 the score. Morton, the captain, back in the room. And as we come back to our live coverage of the grand final eliminator from the kickoff, there's been a knock-on by the Cowboys.
Nice kick from Luke Burt to restart, nice and high. Made it a contest. And it was Jonathan Thurston who committed the knock-on and then chased. Eventually got the football, but Stephen Clark always knew he was going to come back if the Eels did not end up with the football.
Some more good coaching in today from Graham Murray, starting with Justin Smith and letting Brett Furman start from the bench. He's been absolutely sensational since he's come on, guiding them around the park. Parramatta, another mistake.
And it's been called back.
Double knock-on.
Double knock-on is the order. Came off Tahu originally.
It's just not Parramatta's day. And it is the Cowboys' day. They are playing great football. Mitchell Sargent, heavy work rate. Andrew Voss on the sideline.
Yeah, Fatty, not all great news for the Cowboys at the moment. The scoreboard looks great, but they're down to just 2 players on the bench, Rahihi and Sargent. You saw the shot. Travis Norton is in the dressing room. They fear a muscle tear high up under the arm. Now, if it's a tear, that's real bad news. They get through to the grand final. It would be tough for Travis Norton to play next week. Also, Rod Jensen at the moment, he's getting manipulation on the neck, so they're down to 2 on the bench.
And this is Bowman. Taken down 40 away from his own line. For O'Donnell to go ahead and run at Kalis and Marsh. Close to the halfway, about 5 metres away from it, in fact. Payne to Fayumu. Both their dummy halves on the ground at the same time. Big Tronk is out there again. Morrison and Smith making the tackle with Riddell. 22 points to 0 in favour of the Cowboys. Just over 20 minutes of the game remaining. Singh, Thurston away for Bowman. Bowman taken by Burt coming in off the wing on the right side. Now it is with Luke O'Donnell 40 metres out from the Parramatta line. 22 minutes exactly to go in the game. As it's played back for Payne, they go to the short side for Thurston. And Thurston, who's really commanded this game today. He's stood tall over the top of it and he's really executed beautifully. Here is McKinnon, who's tackled on the 20-metre line. If they are in the grand final, and it looks like they're going to be, it's going to be a judicious battle. It'll be a shrewd battle between the 2 Queensland halves, Thurston and Prince. 29 away from the Parramatta line, played by Tahu. Vella takes a run up the middle. He gets it out to the 40-metre line. Vella to play the ball. Scott Prince talking of him. He'll join us at full time to talk about the grand final. And as I say, that'll be an enthralling duel between he and Thurston as the penalty goes to the Cowboys. He didn't rise with the ball.
Yeah, Tamana Tahu doing his best, but ruled not to have gotten to his feet and played it properly. And we're not far away from the final quarter of this game. The Cowboys did score 3 tries in the first half in 15 minutes, but 4 tries in the last 20 minutes. There's going to be some sort of effort if Parramatta are to get out of this one.
Furman, short ball onto Southern, and Southern put down 21 metres out from the Parramatta line. Kalis and Morrison making the tackle. Payne has been good in the 9. This is Tronk, and he's met and pulled down by Morrison and also Vella, right in front of the uprights. They're only 15 out. Here's Thurston. Thurston launching an attack. Furman, a little juggle, got it back in, takes it back towards the 10-metre line, gets away from Kalis, gets away from Vella. No, he doesn't. Vella's got him around the bootlaces, and over the top is Morrison. Payne again, content to keep going left. They go to Fayumu. He dummies then to a decoy from O'Donnell. It is with Bowman, and Bowman looks at the line. It's only a couple of metres away, as you can see. Morrison and Marsh making the tackle. Here's Payne. He decides to have a dig himself. 26 games for the Cowboys. Unbroken run through the year. The pass is awful. It bounces twice down to Thurston. He's going for a shot. Takes the shot. Looks okay to me. Stephen Clark likes it. Arm goes up. Another point to the Cowboys as the captain comes back. 23-0.
Well, the ball just bobbling around on the ground. Thurston picked it up. He had 15 minutes to decide what to do. Well, I said, well, want to have a shot? Left footer. Away you go. 23-0. And Parramatta have saved their worst game of the season till last.
Southern. Spectacular catch for a back rower. Back in the in goal. Norton comes back.
Yeah, Rod Jensen already back on the bench, so I think they'd have at least 3 if they need to use them. And it's just been, look, it's been a great performance from the Cowboys, who've come here with no doubt at all that they could get the job done. It's not finished yet.
Well, their defence has been great, hasn't it, Pete? I can't remember what might be 1 or 2 clean breaks by the Eels, and they played really well. Now this will be a penalty for the Cowboys, a lifting charge.
Oh, gee,
Put
Marsh.
him into a dangerous position, mate. You put him in a dangerous position where his head on neck is likely to be the first thing that touched the ground. It's on report.
Yeah. PJ Marsh on report for a thumping tackle on Fayumu.
Yeah, it's on report.
It really worried me when I saw Fayumu in this position and then bang on his head. Is it any wonder it's on report? He's not well. They get a free interchange. And Marsh may have a delayed start to next year.
Yeah, I'd like to have another look at that later on. I thought it was just a good tackle, the first reaction.
Furman finding the line. Sorry, Pete.
Still not sure it just wasn't that.
Now Tronk takes it towards Withers and Morris. They put him down. Morrison jumping on the top. 35 metres away from the Parramatta line. 23-0. 23-0 the score. Sargent is with it. You have to know the last time we said that. 23-0. Payne showing it out in both hands. Holding it out there saying, what am I going to do? What are you blokes going to do? Keep guessing, keep guessing. 12 metres out from the line, plays the ball. Furman. Thurston is with the ball. Thurston gets it away. It's gone to Josh Hannay. He puts it on the ground. Thurston can't handle it. Parramatta a chance. Smith works it out wide quickly. Growth is there. Beats Singh. Goes back towards middle. Gets the ball away to Smith. And Smith is taken by Singh and put down with Sargent's help. 29 out from the Parramatta line. Wooders. Paul was talking about, I can't remember a clean break. It's damn hard to remember one, but if somebody's going to poke his nose through, it'll be Withers. And he hasn't looked like he's going to. Now that's a penalty. That's obstruction. Penalty against McKinnon.
And the Cowboys are claiming rightly so that they should be marched 10 metres for kicking the football away. Wade McKinnon going in behind. No doubt Luke O'Donnell was denied a fair tackling opportunity.
8 penalties to 4 in favour of North Queensland. Furman. Unwanted really at Bondi Junction. A mid-season change. It's proving to be for him alone a Cinderella story. A miracle story for Furman. Formerly with St George, broke a leg. Matthew Head got the job. Here's Furman. Now to Tronk, and Tronk is 10 away from the line. Surging. Big frame. Very big man. Now it's gone on to Furman again. Got a decoy from O'Donnell. Thurston, second man player. It's gone to Bowen. Bowen on the 10-metre line. A little bit of a stutter there. Gets the ball away to Furman. Furman says, come on, come and get me. Come and get me. And he is taken down by Vella and Marsh eventually. Play back to Payne. Payne to Bowen. Bowen lurking, probing. Oh, sliding through. And losing his footing. 2 metres out from the line. Payne again. He's played very, very well. It's gone through from Furman. A long bullet-like pass to Thurston. The ball is there for Burt to clean it up. Can he get back into the field of play? He's still going, Burt, but now he decides to give it away. Runs it over the dead ball line. 23-0. Cowboys riding high.
Well, yeah, everything's going well for them. They're playing good. Jonathan Thurston, another great little kick. In the end, Luke Burt, well, there's 28 of them. They're ready to tackle him. They're just getting more enthusiastic as the game goes on, the Cowboys.
Sing. Here it is, boys. 28 metres out from the Parramatta line. Tronk wedging it back towards PJ Marsh and Michael Vella. Play back for Payne. Payne looking at Sargent. Gives it to him on the inside. And Sargent is tackled 12 metres out from Parramatta's line. Now it comes to the right for Furman. He goes behind Smith, goes to Thurston, who dummies, gets the ball back, and Josh Hannay has scored the 5th try of the day for the Cowboys. Grand final bound. Incomprehensible, I think, is the way to describe what's happened this weekend.
I'm not sure how Brian Smith's going to describe it, Ray. I think it'll be in harsher terms than that. But what an effort from the Cowboys. Don't forget, 2 weeks ago they were beaten 50 points to 6 first weekend of the finals. They bounced back last week, weren't at their best, played well enough to get Melbourne, and now they have routed the side that finished on top of the ladder after 26 rounds. The Parramatta fans know that it is all over. They are heading towards the exit as Josh Hannay drives the ball through, and they will take on the side next week who beat them by 44 a fortnight ago. That won't be the case next weekend.
50-6 was the scoreline when they played in week 1 of the finals. It was the worst ever defeat this year, I should say, for the Cowboys. Not their worst ever, but close to it. Sargent has tackled 10 away from his line.
Well, they will be going nuts up there in North Queensland right now, and deservedly so. They made the semi-finals last year for the first time. Here they are a year later into the grand final. There will not be enough trains, planes and yachts to get them down here next week. The Westlander, the Sunlander, the Queenslander, they'll all get a run through Home Hill, Ayr, Bundaberg, all the way down.
How long does it take to sail down in a yacht, Paul?
Tronk, 32 away from his line. Thurston for Southern. Southern 5 or 6 metres short of halfway. Payne puts a kick in down towards McKinnon at the back beyond his 20. Oh, good tackle by Payne. Led the charge. Southern helped him clean him up. But this diminutive number 9, he's been very, very good. Not just today. Tahu to play it to Widders. Widders getting it off to Kalis, and Southern went in and hit Kalis. Kalis just hit him with his shoulder and said, "Is that the best you can do?" Bluey Southern looked up and didn't know what hit him. Now Marsh, tackled by Tronk. Smith getting involved. Riddell over the halfway, having a gallop, and he takes it down to the 40-metre line, trying to get the arms free. And Riddell gets it away eventually. It was a persistent struggle. Now it's with McKinnon. McKinnon, 25 out from the Cowboys line. 5 tackles gone as Growth at dummy half. Gives it on to Tim Smith, and Smith puts the kick down in towards the fullback Bowen. It bounces and bounces back and across and out over the dead ball line. 20-metre restart, not touched by Bowen.
I think the first 20 minutes of this game was absolutely vital in the overall context. Parramatta, they were well on top, kept dropping the football, and the Cowboys grew in stature after that.
Let's go to the sideline. Andrew Voss for a comment.
Yeah, I'll tell you what this is. It's shades of 1999 now, isn't it? Because the Dragons flogged Melbourne week 1 of the finals back in 99. 3 weeks later in the grand final, Melbourne got the cash against the Dragons. What about Nathan Hindmarsh watching from the bench? Inconsolable, I would reckon, at the end of this one. Didn't get one last crack for his team. The heart and soul of Parramatta.
So he's ruled that Matt Singh has lost this ball. Yes, Nathan would be feeling very down. The record without Hindmarsh coming into the game for Parramatta read 4 times we've played without him and 4 times we've won. It's an unkind statistic for Nathan Hindmarsh. But at the end of the day, what a disappointment this has been for him. Tahu thinking about going in the front door. Then he came around and went through the back, and he's tackled 30 metres away from the Cowboys line play in centre ground. Here is Smith with players running left, right and centre. McKinnon puts a fend on, puts another one on, and then is tackled inside the 20-metre line.
Here it is, Cowboys.
Now is probably the time they should play like they did in the first 20 minutes. Kalis. I think they'll make the point tongue-in-cheek, but that's the way they played in the first 20, is that they had to score on every play. Caution to the Winstuff. Smith away for Tahu. Tahu in a wrestle with Thurston. He's got an arm free, but doesn't unload. Thurston swings him to ground with O'Donnell. 10 away from the line. To the blind side goes Morris. Dummies, steps, slides to the ground. Line, as you can see, close. 2 metres away. Morrison. Well, what's that? What is that from Glenn Morrison? They've gone back to be 25 metres out. And there's Tim Smith with a kick. And it's Tronk who marks it. Jensen, beyond 30, one of the try scorers, one of the 5 try scorers. Still 9 minutes of the match remaining. A humiliating scoreline for a team that came into the game as $1.28 favourites. Up against a $3.45 chance. Here's Bowman. Incidentally, coming into the game, the Cowboys were $6.75 to win the comp. Ty Williams, 40 out from the Parramatta line. 5 tackles down for the men from Townsville, and Payne just pumps it across the sideline.
Yeah, just apologising to his teammates. Could have come up with maybe a better option, but it's not a bad one. Inside the final 10 minutes now, an insurmountable lead.
Well, they're just in shock, aren't they, the Parramatta fans? They've been cheering loud and hard all year for their team, who have had a magnificent season. An easy win a couple of weeks ago against Manly. They had 28-0 at half-time, won that one 46-22. And today, well, it's one of the lowest days, I reckon, in their history. Okay, but, you know, you've got to give all the credit to the Cowboys, who have outplayed them, out-enthused them.
Yeah, I was talking to Mark O'Neill earlier before the show, obviously, or before the kickoff, and they pointed out that a lot of the attention taken off the Cowboys this year because of the West Tigers run. Now, they've won 4 of their last 5, the Cowboys. They are the only side that survived from this weekend from 12 months ago. They can't be doing too much wrong if you take out a fortnight ago out of the equation. Graham Murray's always talked up their chances. He's had great belief, and the players obviously were of the same.
Kalis, Jensen and Fayumi. Tackling like the scoreboard would suggest, with loads of confidence, lots of enthusiasm. Marsh, forced back. I've never known a crowd of this size to be so quiet. Now to Smith on the halfway line, then to Morrison. Across it goes to Tahu. He catches, passes, gives it to Burt. Burt weaves back infield. Once upon a time, there'd be a gap come from something like that. You'd find somebody putting themselves into a hole, but it's not even there. That's something that the Cowboys really would be delighted with. The defence has been so good. They've offered the opposition nothing. Marsh puts a kick in. Smith is after it. In goal, Bowen. Gets back easily. Comes back to 10. Ridden down by Morrison and Withers. So the grand final to be battled out between a couple of teams, one of whom last night, I told you, after round 11, they were offering 150 to 1 about them winning the premiership. And now they've got an even money chance, and they take on the Cowboys. A team who they finished in front of in the competition. Tronk lays it back on the ground, rugby style. Now it's away for Thurston. Thurston loses it. Did he get some help with it? I don't know. It's a scrum anyway. Lost by Thurston is the ruling.
And let's not forget, we made the point earlier as well that Tim Sheen's in charge of the West Tigers now and has done a fantastic job with them in his time there. Spent 5 years in charge of the Cowboys. I tend to think that the Cowboys did him a favour, despite the fact he didn't have a lot of success there. He came away thinking, well, have I got to change? What have I got to do if I'm going to continue coaching? He made those changes as Tahu tries to get through. Speaking of the Tigers, Scotty Prince will be joining us after the match.
Morrison with a charge down the right side. Thurston has been absolutely brilliant today. Bowman making a tackle over there as the ball goes away to Kalis, who tries to shoulder and bump his way through towards the try line, which is just there. It's a couple of metres in front of them. Over it goes, battered down by Thurston, knocked back by Parramatta, knocked back again by Parramatta. Tahu loses the ball, and that really typifies the day. Here goes Ty Williams starting to sprint away. Bert's after him, Bert's getting to him, and Bert brings him down.
0.
Williams plays it 40 away from the line. Bowen spreads it quickly. Furman pushes it on. Hannay is with the football. Now it's with Matt Singh. Off his right foot. Slips. Gets it back. Justin Smith, the 16. Gets it on. Now it's Furman crossing 30. Over it goes to Fayumu, stepping left foot. Puts it on the chest of Bowen. Bowen's pass is intercepted by Withers, and Withers is tackled 31 metres away from the Parramatta line. Marsh scooting away from dummy half. Vella, the minor premiers, in sad form today, as were the second placed Dragons last night. Morrison, round the corner pass to ground. Bert's with it. Thurston's with him. Not held, no tackle. Williams, he makes the tackle. So much for the week's break. Parramatta had won. Of course, the Dragons played 2 matches in basically 35 days. So all of these rest periods, according to the scoreboard in 2005, have not been worth a grain of salt. Bowen upended by Morrison. Just a couple of metres on the Cowboy side of halfway. And Paul made the obvious comment they'd be absolutely dancing in the streets at Townsville and the North Queensland towns that have contributed to making up this team. And what a success it's been in the last couple of years. The 2 Cinderellas from the last 2 years are going to come together next Sunday night. I wonder who will be the belle of the ball. Now for Furman, then Thurston. Kick, chase, regather. Beautiful stuff. No, loses the ball. McKinnon can't do any better though. Knock on both ways, turnover Parramatta.
Well, we talk about the wait for some of the Tigers players to be involved in the big end of season matches. It's been a long wait for the North Queensland supporters as well. Into the competition in 95. In the ARL and NRL competitions, the best they'd done before last year was 11th on the ladder. Slowly built their way up after finishing last their first season in. Spoken about character for another team north of the border in the Brisbane Broncos. Well, the Cowboys have shown plenty coming into this final series and making their way through to the end of the year big one.
Just under 4 minutes to go. A forgettable day for Parramatta supporters. Massive in their numbers. And outnumbering the Cowboys supporters here by about 99-1. But it hasn't translated to the scoreboard as Thurston puts a boot to it and Clark has found a little knock on.
Not sure where the knock on came against the Cowboys there. Not that they're going to complain about it too much. Jonathan Thurston directing things as he's done all afternoon inside the final 4. I've had a big weekend, Paul. I've tipped West Coast Eagles, St George Illawarra Dragons and the Parramatta Eels.
Well, I got 2. I tipped the Tigers last night and the Swans, and tipped Parramatta today. But very happy for the Cowboys that they have had a win and will be in the big one next week. And what a game that'll be. It'll be fast. It'll be a fast game, won't it, next weekend?
Here's Tahu getting away from Southern's attempted tackle, but he doesn't get away from Matt Singh. But then again, not too many people have in his entire career, which must be spanning now something like 13, 14 years. Now it's with Riddell, and away goes Riddell to fire it off. And then DeMorris, flick past McKinnon, puts it to ground, dived on by Bowen. You know, you think of blokes like Matt Singh, and I'm not sure how long he's been around the game, but he's been an ornament to the game, both for Queensland and Australia, and now, of course, for the Cowboys. Jensen. Matt, of course, has been to grand finals. And Graham Murray will get some knowledge from him as they prepare for it, their first tilt at it.
Yeah, quite a career for Matt Singh. 1993 made his debut for Penrith. A long time ago. Here he is with the football now. He's gotten better every year, actually.
Hold here, boys. Hold here.
30 out. That's him with the ball. Centre ground. Justin Smith. I was telling you in our last coverage of the Cowboys, he in fact aims to be a Cowboy when he retires, a real one in North America. And well, there it is.
Here it is, boys. Here it is.
That is a sign of, that's a collective sign, really. The face of the Parramatta Eels. It's very similar to the faces we saw last night from the St George Illawarra Dragons. People were crying unashamedly, openly crying. Players were crying.
Out!
And after you've had a season like the Dragons had, 8 in a row, they came into the final last night. This mob have been equally brilliant. Minor premiers, and they've been absolutely thrashed on the scoreboard. Tahu for Kalis. Last minute of the game, 5 tries, 4 goals, 1 drop goal, 29, plays none. Ben Smith getting back to dive on the ball, and then Furman claims the tackle from the statistician. There's the small group of Cowboys with a T-shirt, the other mob, which is a way of expressing their dissatisfaction with a comment made by one of our commentators the other day, for which he has since apologised. Here's Smith kicking across ground, and Tahu I thought he was going to clean it up, he didn't. They've been beaten to the ball all over the place. They've been beaten on the ground, they've been beaten in the ruck, they've been beaten on the penalty count, they've been beaten on the scoreboard. 29-0 is the score. And there it is, booted into touch. There's the hooter, it is over. The Cowboys will play the West Tigers, both of them, into their first grand final. What a moment.